The Super Nintendo is my favorite video game console of all time, and since I've been collecting for it for so long, I've amassed a large number of games for it. Unfortunately, a lot of Super Nintendo games these days can go for a lot of money. In this series, I really want to observe these Super Nintendo gems and see if they're really worth the cost that they demand. Today, we're going to be looking at Kirby's Dreamland 3. This cartridge, as of this recording, goes for around $150 or so. But is it really worth it? This is a Kirby game that I feel like not a lot of people talk about, and I think there might be a few reasons why. Kirby's Dreamland 3 came out in 1997, over a year after the release of the Nintendo 64, and was the last game published for the Super Nintendo in America by Nintendo. This is the fifth installment in the series, and naturally follows suit from the previous Dreamland entries. Kirby does what Kirby does best, sucking up enemies and attaining their powers as you platform through 5 worlds, each with 6 levels. I absolutely love this drawing-like art style, and graphically there are some really cool layering effects that make certain areas really pop for a Super Nintendo game. Kirby Dreamland 3's most defining feature is the return of the animal companions. Like Dreamland 2, these 3 animal friends return alongside 3 new ones for a total of 6. Kirby can not only ride these new friends, but when he absorbs a power, it gives the animals an extension of that special power. This can lead to some fun combinations and the discovery to see which abilities work best for you. If you have a friend, you can let them play too by pressing the A button and creating, Gooey. Summoning Gooey costs a portion of your life bar, but acts as practically a second Kirby, but with a really long tongue. Gooey as a helper character just sucks. So I really don't recommend sacrificing your health for him if you're playing single player. Each level in Dreamland 3 contains a secret objective that, when completed, awards Kirby with a Heart Star. You need every Heart Star to get the true ending of the game, but none of them are required to reach the ending. These challenges can range from simple puzzles to escorting your animal friends to the end of each level. I especially like one of the later objectives where you have to freeze Metroids in an underground lava area. An unmasked Samus awards you with the level's Heart Star upon completing this mission. Really an unexpected cameo. This game does what its predecessors does as well, but that leads to this game's biggest problem. Kirby's Dreamland 3 is the most forgettable Kirby game. This game doesn't do anything new or exciting that wasn't already done in Kirby's Dreamland 2. Sure, there are those little challenges in each of the levels, but this game really is just a direct sequel to a Game Boy game. Animal Companions, Dreamland 2. Collecting stars that give you a life, Dreamland 2. Heck, even the main villain from Dreamland 2 you fight again at the end of this game. Not to mention this game is painfully slow. You can tell that these levels are longer because they are intended for the player to use the animal companions as much as possible. Whenever I'm just Kirby, I'm constantly dashing or flying to move faster. I shouldn't get bored with a Kirby game. Also, you can't pause the game during a boss fight. Are you kidding me? This almost killed me multiple times. Outside of its art style, I feel like Dreamland 3 just doesn't have its own identity as a Kirby game. It is still a fun game though, don't get me wrong, I really love Kirby games. Think of every Kirby game and they all have some sort of defining feature that makes them more memorable. Kirby's Adventure was the first one that introduced the copy abilities. Dreamland 2 introduced the animal companions. Kirby 64 had the power combo system. Canvas Curse was so unique and crazy. Like, the list goes on with Kirby games, and it's hard to judge this one more fairly compared to what Kirby typically does. If you look at this in the light as a follow-up to the Dreamland-specific series, then it's a little bit more forgiving. But it's still really hard to recommend this on the Super Nintendo when you have Kirby Superstar. I don't need to sing Superstar's praises, but look at the comparison of pacing here. Superstar is much more fluid, unique, and exciting as a Kirby game. And I can at least let my friend play as a cool Kirby enemy instead of Gooey. Honestly, as a Kirby fan, Dreamland 3 might be my least favorite title in the series. Not only because it doesn't bring anything really new, but it just feels so sluggish compared to the other titles. As a follow-up to Dreamland 2, it does what it was designed to, it just leaves an uninteresting game today. and that is Kirby's Dreamland 3. It is still a Kirby game, just maybe an uninspired one. With it being released so late into the Super Nintendo lifespan, especially about a year into the Nintendo 64's lifespan, these sort of later releases kind of drive up the price for collectors today. So I really can't recommend you pick up this cartridge for the $150 it asks for. However, there are a lot of other ways you can still play this game if you really want to. For those who care about physical releases, you can pick up the Kirby's Dream Collection on the Wii, which is a really nice package for Kirby fans. Of course, Dreamland 3 is also available on the Wii U eShop as of this recording, and you can also get it as part of the Nintendo Switch Online service for those Super Nintendo games there. But that's essentially Kirby's Dreamland 3. I do appreciate you watching and checking out the video today, and let me know if there's any other Super Nintendo gems you want me to take a look at in the future. Take care.